The first team leader of battle number 5 is the Shaded Sunsets, led by Phoenix, playing for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Currently at 12th place at 0-1, looking to do a little bit better than last time around and get their first win of this season. The Oyumans of Slowking and Komodo each having one feint and knockouts. The Umans of this team being the Earthworm and the Quacklevel. The Arumans of Brute Bonnet, Arcanine, and Caparajah, Brute Bonnet being brought once and falling. The Enumans of this team being Minior, Dunsparce, and Farigiraf. Again, Dunsparce and Farigiraf, two Pokemon that I have no idea what they can because I played them. And the Pumons of this team being the Charizard, Dachshund, Trevenant, and the Santler. The Trevenant and Santler having 1-1, the Dachshund having 0-1 record, falling to the the Paradox Mons last week. That's where I was going. This team not being fully prepared for the potential setup of the Paradox Mons, unfortunately falling. And we see their opponents for this week: the Riddim Rotoms, led by Gelato, playing for the Trevor Project, currently in 12th place at 0-1, looking to get their first win against this team. The Oyumans of this team being the Garchomp and the Galarian Slowking. Garchomp having a 1-1 record. Of course, they had their work cut out for them this first week against the Goldenrod Goldangos. The Uyumans of the Inteleon and the Oricorio Pom Pom form being at 1-1, having one knockout against that Gyarados, which I was not ready for that damage ability. That was a really cool play. The Argumons of this team being the Knuckle Stack, the Grafite, and the Blastoise. Of course, there were a couple of the trades that happened, but of course those would be. I keep saying, of course, they will be reflected for this week. The Enumons of this team being the Jolteon, Delmise, and Whiscash. The Jolteon being 0-1, Sleepy Boy in the last battle against Goldangos. And we have the Pumons of the Aggron, Octillery, Greedent, and Zangoose. The Aggron having been brought once and falling, fortunately. Again, this team, both of these teams. Wait, are these the tied team? Yes, they are the tied teams. Okay, I forgot to bring this up. There were actually 2 ties for week 1. Somehow, these 2 teams having the same knockouts, the same feints, the same win-loss record, and the same amount of turns, somehow, for each of their battles. So yes, it was these 2 teams that were 12th place tied, and there was another team that was tied for 4th place. Let me check really quick for rankings. Yeah, the 4th place being the 4th place tie of the Debbie Dratinis and the Goldenrod Goldangos, who we'll see later. But I think that's just kind of crazy to me how it just so happened that 2 different battles, ended at a 6-2 in I think 15 turns. That was just crazy to me. But yeah, so that happened. Let's see the starting lineups of these 2 teams. We have the Shaded Sunsets bringing the exact same team as they did last week, looking to try and repeat the strategy that didn't work the first time around. The Slowking, the Komodo hiding behind the Brute Bonnet, with the Dachshund, Trevenant, and the Santler here. I'm assuming another light screen like setup from this Slowking is coming. We see from the Riddim Rotoms, the Inteleon, Garchomp, Galarian Slowking. We see both those Slowkings staring at each other. The Aggron, the Jolteon, and the Oricorio. Oricorio again being a surprising setup that I saw. Inteleon, I am excited to see Inteleon because I had Inteleon last time around, and it is my baby. I'm glad to see it on a team that I know personally. That's all I'll say. So yeah, we see these 2 teams staring down. Let's get into the battle. Let's get things moving. The Shaded Sunsets leading with the Slowking, with the Riddim Rotoms leading with the Inteleon. The Inteleon going right for a Focus Energy, with the Slowking going for a Light Screen to get that set up. And the Shadow Ball coming in, getting the crit from the critical hit boost, and the Reflect being set up from the Slowking to have the double setup now. But it isn't enough. The Shadow Ball coming in to knock out the Slowking. The Komodo then comes in, with the Inteleon swapping into the Oricorio, going for the substitute from this Komodo. The Komodo then going for a Belly Drum, of course to maximize his attack, but the Mirror Herb takes the Oricorio to 4 times attack as well, while it goes for a Quiver Dance. The Static Berry we saw from the Komodo. The Komodo then going for the Iron Head, not taking it down, but the Air Slash taking down the substitute, but it isn't enough. The Drain Punch able to knock out the Oricorio and get the Komodo back to about half HP. The Inteleon then coming back in, but it does not outspeed the Drain Punch, taking down the Inteleon, getting the Komodo back to almost full HP. Komodo in a very scary position here. The Jolteon then comes in, but it is not enough to outspeed the Iron Head, dropping the Jolteon. During Slowking then swapping in to replace it, but the Iron Head is enough to take it down in one hit. This Komodo just in a strong position right now. Garchomp then swaps in. Komodo outspeeding and taking down the Garchomp. The Rough Skin though doing a little bit of chip damage, but it's not enough. Just the Aggron left. Drain Punch coming through. The Chople Berry doing half the damage, but of course it's not enough with this Komodo being 4 times attack. And just taking down the Riddim Rotom. Though I do have a statement from the Riddim Rotom that I would like to read. Because he is embarrassed. Okay, so where is he? So he was prepared for a Clangorous Soul, not a Belly Drum. So, let me read this. You're saying, I would have won if I stayed with Inteleon. I had the setup, but I wanted to predict the Clangorous Soul with an Oricorio sweep, because that would have been so much cooler. Imagine you boost your Pokemon and Oricorio just copies it twice, then sweeps your team. But it would have been so cool, but I threw because I went for style. A bit embarrassing. Then he says, you play League of Legends, it's like going in 1v5 as full build Samira, getting your entire combo meter stacked, and then you press R for the pentakills, then you get Alzahar ulted. You could have waited the 10 seconds for your team and had the safety or stayed behind and poked, but it would have been so cool to do that on your own. That was a statement from Gelato, the Riddim Rotoms. Going for, unfortunately, style points instead of just the straight up Inteleon sweep.